Oscar Piastri's confirmation with McLaren for the 2023 season is just one chapter in the ridiculous silly season saga that began with Sebastian Vettel's retirement announcement before the summer break. With multiple teams still battling for several drivers both on and off the grid, there have been reports of some unexpected deals being done behind the scenes. One of those deals involves Frenchman Pierre Gasly, who currently drives for AlphaTauri but is considering a move to Alpine. Let's take a look at the reports, what Red Bull has said about the situation, and why this move could seriously jeopardize Daniel Ricciardo's Formula One future. Following Oscar Piastri's confirmation at McLaren for 2023 after F1's contract recognition board ruling, Alpine has targeted Gasly as a replacement for Fernando Alonso, as revealed by a report made by motorsport.com. Although Gasly's contract with AlphaTauri for next year has already been announced, talks have begun between Alpine and Red Bull about a possible agreement. When speaking on the Thursday of the Dutch Grand Prix, Gasly remained tight-lipped about the ties to Alpine, only stating that he has a contract with AlphaTauri for next year. He stated that he had no further comment on the matter following Piastri's confirmation at McLaren. However, Red Bull advisor Marco has now confirmed that talks are underway with Alpine and that the team will not stand in Gasly's way, though terms have yet to be agreed. We have a valid contract for 2023, but in the meantime, there are talks. If our conditions are met, we wouldn't stand in Gasly's way. It would be a dream come true for him to drive in a French factory team, but not all the conditions have been met yet. Gasly has been a Red Bull-backed driver since 2014 and was expected to stay with the junior team until the end of the championship next year. However, Sebastian Vettel's decision to leave Formula One at the end of the season has triggered a series of driver moves that could result in Gasly taking the Alpine race seat. And while Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko initially insisted that there was no clause in Gasly's contract that would allow him to leave, it appears the team is now open to the idea, but at a cost. According to a report from the race, Alpine and Red Bull have agreed on a fee for the 26-year-old, but the amount has not yet been disclosed. When asked about the reports, Red Bull team boss Christian Horner admitted that Red Bull is looking at all options when it comes to the drivers. If Gasly is released, there will be an open spot at AlphaTauri, and Red Bull appears far more interested in signing IndyCar race winner Herta than promoting from their F2 roster. Son of Brian Herta, the 22-year-old has been making waves in IndyCar, winning a race in every season since joining the series full-time in 2019. He is also the series' youngest race winner, currently racing for Andretti Motorsport, and is currently ranked 10th in the championship. In July, he also completed 162 laps in a test of McLaren's MCL 35M at Portimao. But there is one issue. While linked to an F1 seat, Herta only has 32 of the 40 points required to be automatically eligible for the license required to race in the sport. The weighing gives the IndyCar champion 40 points, the runner-up 30 points, and the third-place finisher 20 points, but considering his current position, none of those results are possible. Red Bull, however, has admitted that it is lobbying the FIA to grant Herta an exemption to race in F1 in 2023, with Helmut Marko saying, "Astonishingly enough, all of the parties and teams involved, we've found an agreement. First, we have to get a definite answer from the FIA, and I think it should be done by Monza. Monza, I would say." When asked if a move for Gasly to Alpine would happen at the same time, Marko revealed that if the deal goes through, it will also happen at Monza for Pierre. The other parties mentioned by Marko include Andretti Motorsport and McLaren, with Andretti set to release him from his IndyCar contract if an F1 option becomes available. McLaren has an F1 option on him too, but is willing to release him. This could come about as a result of Marko releasing Patricio Award from Red Bull in order to join McLaren's IndyCar program. Christian Horner also made comments of the possibility of releasing Gasly in order to bring Herta in, revealing that intense negotiations are taking place behind the scenes. Pierre is a Red Bull racing driver on loan to AlphaTauri. There's a lot of moving plates at the moment which we are following with interest, so we'll see how it pans out. As I say, there's a few moving plates. That's the key element. We're not going to release Pierre if we don't have something exciting to put in that car. But if such a deal does go through, the Frenchman would have made an impressive move for the future of his career. Ever since his demotion from Red Bull in 2019, Gasly had been effectively stuck in his AlphaTauri seat. It didn't take him long to recover, as Gasly won the Monza Grand Prix in miraculous fashion, reminding the paddock and fans alike of Sebastian Vettel's mesmerizing drive on the same track and with the same team, albeit under a different name, back in 2008. But since then, it hasn't been exactly easy for the Frenchman. Yes, he gets the job done, and the AlphaTauri car isn't half bad on occasion, but it wouldn't be an amazing insight to say that Gasly wants more. And from that vantage point, Alpine is exactly what he needs, a midfield team on the verge of fighting for podium finishes and a French one at that. But, as is often the case in this sport, You can't get to the top without stepping on some toes, and in this case, it's Australian driver Daniel Ricciardo who should be concerned. Ricciardo has yet to announce his plans for the 2023 season, after McLaren bought him out of his contract in order to bring Piastri following Ricciardo's struggles since joining Woking. Prior to all of this, the most likely option was to return to Alpine, where he had spent 2 seasons when the team was still called Renault. However, if reports of the Gasly deal are to be believed, the Australian driver's options are now very limited and may not meet his expectations. The best remaining grid spot is Haas, with the American team likely to let Mick Schumacher go. Rumors of the German driver's departure are not unfounded, with Ferrari sources revealing that his days at the Scuderia's driver academy are coming to an end due to his failure to make sufficient progress at Haas. And team principal Gunther Steiner has himself expressed interest in Ricciardo, stating that he is waiting to see what the Australian's plans for 2023 are. I didn't make any phone calls. I'm just sitting there seeing how it all pans out. Danny just announced that he would be leaving McLaren, so I didn't want to get involved in that. I think in my position I have to speak with everybody. I haven't spoken with him, but let's see what he wants to do. I have no idea what he wants to do after this season. The other option is switching to Williams to replace Nicholas Latifi. Jenson Button, who raced for Williams in his debut F1 season in 2000, is now an advisor for the Grove-based team and believes a partnership between Ricciardo and Williams could work well, even if it does not produce immediate results for the Australian. It's tricky when you've had a bad run of it. I'm sure he doesn't want to spend a couple of years developing a car, but Williams, well, I definitely would. I obviously work with Williams and I know what they have coming and what has changed over the last few years with the team. So it's a really exciting prospect, working with a team and developing a car around you the way you like to drive it. I'm one of those people, like Daniel, that wants a car that suits my style, so it would be a perfect scenario. Of course, it's up to Ricciardo to choose between the 2 options, but it appears he will wait before making any firm decisions. The Australian has stated that he wants to complete the Spa, Zandvoort, Monza triple header before seriously considering what is available with his management team. I certainly like trying to give them guidance, but everything is also too fresh. What I guess what you've got to be careful of, and this is just in general, is especially with a decision like this, nothing can be emotional. So I'm not really telling them no to anything for now. It's like, let's get everything there, and then after the triple header, maybe see what's available. And I'll probably know more where my head's at, and then start to maybe tick off and cross off some. When asked if he'd be interested in a project using his race winning experience to help a team like Haas or Williams advance in the standings, he didn't rule it out. I think because I still love it, I still definitely have the ability to love a project. But of course, if it is like this kind of longer project, or this one where you're going to win tomorrow, I'm going to go for the quick wins. There are things I will definitely give some thought to. And I don't also want to be too stubborn or short-sighted like, oh no, I'm not interested in that. I will give everything its respected thought. Another option would be a sabbatical and possibly a year in a reserve driver with one of the top 3 teams, allowing him to consider any opportunities that may arise in 2024. Of course, we won't know until well after the race in Monza, but the number of opportunities for the Australian is rapidly dwindling, and the longer he waits, the greater risk of missing out. But what are your thoughts? Will Pierre Gasly secure his Alpine drive? And if that's the case, given his limited options, where will Daniel Ricciardo end up? Let us know in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, as we'll be bringing you more hot news and details about the shocking Herta AlphaTauri move tomorrow.